Is it just me, or did 2024 go by really fast? This year I ran over 1,000 miles and I learned a lot of lessons along the way that I want to share with you all. For this video, I was definitely inspired by Strava's Year in Sport review. So I'm gonna share some statistics and then tell the story of this year of running for me. Finally, some lessons learned throughout the year, with a little bit of montage of all the video and pictures I took at the very end. So let's get into it, and thank you all so much for watching. All right, so this year I went on 205 runs recorded on Strava for a total of 141 hours and 26 minutes. That was equivalent to 1,163 miles and 27,580 feet of elevation gained. I ran one marathon, 4 5K races, and one ultramarathon. In January, I moved to Grand Rapids and begun training for my marathon in May, which was similar to February and March, all while running in the Free Run 5.0 from Nike. And then in April, I had run through my free runs and was having some issues with the longer distances, so I wanted a little bit more padding, and I tried the Saucony Ride 17 Run Mesh colorway, which was a very cool shoe, but I did a 20-mile run having not broken in the shoe properly and not adjusted to it, which caused some right shin tendonitis on my inner calf. And I also was planning my surgery for December for my left ankle. In May, I ran my second marathon ever at the Kalamazoo course. The next day and a half, I could not put weight on my left ankle, so having planned that surgery was a good idea. I planned it for December, of course, so I could experience the rest of the season, which I did. In June, I ran the K Classic 5K with my family. That was a very fun experience. In July, I fully recovered from my right shin tendonitis and ran the Breakwater 5K in Marquette while on vacation. And in August, I ran the Under the Lights 5K in South Grand Rapids, and I spectated a lot on my alma mater's cross-country season, which was a lot of fun. All the while during the summer, I did a couple of beach runs, which was a lot of fun. I've never really run on the beach for any amount of mileage, but I recorded 4 or 5 beach runs in various locations. In September, I had the idea to do my ultramarathon, which was to run the Calhaven, which I made a video on as well. That ended up being a 38-mile run, and I did it in October. In November, I was kind of coasting, not running a whole lot. The weather wasn't great, and I was also kind of just not feeling like training that much because in December I had my surgery. I did, however, do a short little video on running in a snowy forest a little bit west out of town where I don't usually run, and that was a very fun video, and you can go check it out here. Just recently, we'll be getting out of my boot and getting my stitches out, recovering from that, and then starting some training again for hopefully my next marathon in 2025 in May. The goal for that will be to break 3 hours. Moving on to some lessons I learned this year. I'm going to start out with having moved to Grand Rapids in January, I had to learn all new places to run. In my hometown of Kalamazoo, I know tons of routes and where I'm comfortable running and where I'm not. And this year I had a lot of fun just exploring the city, getting to figure out where the different parks and nice places to run are, and connecting the dots, doing fun little loops through neighborhoods to different parks and different areas of interest. And I think that's something everybody should do every once in a while. Even if you've been running in the same place for 20 years, try and go somewhere a little bit different and explore the town a little bit more. Which leads me to my second lesson of the year, which is to mix it up. If you're feeling like your routine is kind of blah and you're not really inspired with where you're running, try driving 20 minutes somewhere out of town and doing something a little bit different, finding a trail that is a little bit out of the way that you haven't considered before but could be kind of cool. Or try and find those niche little places that you don't often hear about but other runners know well. I think that is a really good way to make running a little more interesting and have a little bit more fun with new locations. My third lesson from the year is to take easy days and rest days. When you're feeling sore or tired, slow or sluggish, it's important to let your body recover, and sometimes that looks like an easy 4-mile run at a pace that you can talk and breathe comfortably at. You don't have to push yourself all of the time. Your body needs time to recover from intense runs, and your mind needs a break too sometimes. You need to give yourself a little bit of a break and find some balance in running so you can enjoy it for what it is, as opposed to having it stress you out and cause more issues than it solves. In my opinion, getting out for a run is always going to be better than staying in and sitting on the couch. Finding a balance is a very important thing to keep your mind right, and it'll keep your motivation up in the long run too. My fourth lesson from the year is to seize the opportunities when you see it, to go on a fun run or do something a little bit different. This year I started beach running for the first time, and I thought that was so much fun. I haven't really done any of it in the past, and there are better places to run than others. The beach isn't always consistent or entirely comfortable, but if you find that nice right spot to run on the beach, it can be a wonderful experience and you can have a lot of fun doing it. You can run through the water and you can do it legally too, so even if there's people's houses or docks or things, you can go around them and be in the lake. It's not a problem at all. Other than beach running, you should seize that opportunity. If you're in the mountains for a vacation, go for a trail run. Do something a little bit different. Explore town if you're visiting somewhere, and just find those little things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise and have some fun with it. My fifth lesson from this year is to listen to my body better. I planned my surgery all the way back in the spring, in March and April. It had been years coming, frankly. I have been able to move my little bone chunks for 6 years, since 2018, I think. It never really caused too many issues, but a lot of times it would become irritated, and I never really addressed it until this year. This year I finally felt like doing it, and I can already tell it's going to improve my comfort and my ability. It's going to remove something I have to worry about on a regular basis. The other thing this came up with was when I was transitioning shoes. I thought that I could transition from one style of shoe, the Nike Free Run, which is a low drop, low cushion shoe, to a very stiff shoe in the Saucony Ride 17. This caused my shin tendonitis, which ultimately threw off my marathon training, and I didn't make it as close to 3 hours as I had wanted to. And while I still did PR by about 2 minutes, who knows how much faster I could have been if I had managed that transition better and listened to my body more. That's also going to be a key lesson to remind myself of throughout 2025 as I recover from my surgery and start training again. All right. So that's going to do it for me for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope the lessons were helpful to you, and I hope you use them throughout the new year in 2025. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting my channel. There is a Patreon and a Redbubble if you would like to support a little more directly. Subscribe if you would like the video if you liked it, and if you had any questions or comments, I respond to all of them down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
Good job, John! You got this!